Monster Hunter World is an incredibly dense game. There are dozens of mechanics that run alongside players during every moment of gameplay, and it'd be impossible for me to explain them all in a reasonable amount of time, so I'm not going to try. But don't worry, even if you've never played Monster Hunter before, I'll do my best to explain some of the basic mechanics as we go through. In this Blue in the Face playthrough series, we're going to go through some bits of the Monster Hunter World Iceborne Expansion and chat about the things that come together to make this game's experience like very few others. Let's get started. Alright, it's time to get started with Iceborne. This is my first time touching any of the new content in Monster Hunter World, despite this content being available for a very long time, so this is going to be a fun and exciting ride filled with a bunch of cool adventures. So let's talk to the feisty Fiver and get this started. Yo, of course I knew you'd show up. The smell of something exciting in the air, and you and that handler of yours following the scent to the source. Well, anyway, we got word that a Legion has been sighted in the ancient forest. We've never seen one outside the Coral Highlands before. Sounds like something you want to check out, something going on in that forest. Bet your dinner this ain't some random happening. Well, probably not. Let's do it, man.
Ready to go?
Yeah, yes, I'm ready to go. Yes, of course.
Yeah, let's do this.
Come on. Typically, Monster Hunter does a great job of having a mixture of cutscenes without voice acting and cutscenes with voice acting. So whenever there's a bit that comes up where it's just an NPC rattling on, I will do a somewhat silly voice to give them a little bit of life. I'm not going to do the handler's voice, though. The handler is my least favorite part about Monster Hunter overall. She's this weird pseudo damsel in distress, and she's mostly annoying.
No mistake. It's really here. Does the forest seem off to you today? Let's keep going. It feels a little weird now that the Elder Crossing investigation's done. It's exciting too, though. I wonder what comes next. It's so quiet.
Well, it would be quiet if the handler would stop yapping.
I haven't seen so much as a bug. Where are the birds? Maybe something's got them all spooked?
She does make a good point that there is no wildlife. And oh my goodness, be quiet. Typically, the Monster Hunter world is populated with a lot of indigenous wildlife in addition to the monsters, and it makes the game feel very alive, more alive than many other open world games that I've played. The most recent comparison that I have for it is Final Fantasy XIV. The open world has plenty of monsters and enemies running around that you can kill and do things with, but the hierarchy of monsters that exist in Monster Hunter, this is a real place, and it's not a joke.
No Aptonoth either.
Ugh. Maybe we'll get some mystery going on. And that's what we'll uncover as we move through the Iceborne Expansion.
It's gotta be up ahead.
Does it gotta be up ahead? Because, truth be told, I've played a decent number of hours of Monster Hunter. I played about 200 hours before the Iceborne Expansion, and I didn't pay that much attention to the story, but my experience was still really phenomenal. The handler is going to make this very difficult for me. A part of me wants to listen to her dialogue, but I also just don't like her. But I am going to shut up for the cutscenes, so let's check this out.
Legion tracks here too. Hey, do you hear that? Is it the wind?
that everyone's here, let us begin. We have a serious topic to discuss. As such, I've assembled the Fleetmasters, along with the First Fleet field team members I've been able to reach. Now, I'm sure that you are all aware by now that Legiana have been leaving the New World in droves, flying far out into the open sea. Director, please take it from here.
Gladly, sir. Firstly, as a species, Legiana are not known for long-distance migration, nor for abandoning their primary habitat. Why they've begun crossing the ocean is an ecological mystery. Either something has begun to affect the biological nature of the Legiana, or they've been driven out by some change in their habitat, some anomaly that has stimulated them to migrate beyond the sea.
Beyond the sea?
Commander?
Just some deja vu. So, thoughts?
Ha! Do you even need to ask? I can tell by that fire in your eyes that your mind's already made up.
It's not just you, Commander. I think we've all gotten tired of following the same old routine lately.
Good. I hereby declare we focus all available resources on investigating this Legiana issue. Effective immediately.
Oh, now we're talking!
Commander, sir. We were thinking that if we follow the migrating Legiana, we should be able to discover somewhere to land. Like a new island, even.
So, we go by ship. Or, better yet,
Something a little more stimulating. Air travel's our specialty, after all.
yes, the Third Fleet's airship would allow us to spot the best landing area and help us get an idea of the surroundings. That settles it then. I'll be choosing who to dispatch, but I need you to stay and watch over everyone here. I'll need hands from the provisions and technology divisions. We'll need your help to set up a forward operating base. And you two, tell your fleet to ready themselves. Once your preparations are complete, assemble at the council table. We may not know what lies out there, but that's no reason to falter. Just like the star-guided youth of legend, we must always press on. Good luck, everyone, and may the Sapphire Star light your way. All right then, dismissed.
Master Rank 1 has been unlocked. The story of Monster Hunter World Iceborne will unfold as you complete Master Rank quests and expeditions, which will also raise your Master Rank in turn. As your Master Rank increases, you'll gain access to new quests that will pit you against increasingly tough challenges. Nice. All right, so that was a really fun. Oh my god, that was a really fun way to start up the story, and I do feel really excited to dive in and continue pushing forward already. Something that I tend to neglect as a concept in Monster Hunter is that it's not just a world where there's one creature called the Legiana. There are hundreds of them, or dozens of them at the very least, that live in the environment, and that's how we're able to kill one of them and not be exterminating some legendary creature. That initial cutscene, I think, was really beautiful and exciting.
Yo!
Your partner's already prepping.
She's with the Fleetmaster. They're outside.
You're certain?
Yes, the clouds were headed in the same direction as the Legiana. The wind was blowing toward the northwest that day, so... Hey!
Prepared? A fair wind, just like the fifth banner. Luck's on our side.
Yeah, I can't wait to get started.
anything yet?
I can't see anything in this fog.
We didn't come all the way out for nothing. We must keep looking.
Agreed.
Hey. Legiana, huh? And we have no idea where they're going?
Heard some kind of rumor about an island.
Yeah? That'd be pretty exciting, huh?
Look! An island?
The currents are getting worse. Hold on tight.
Yeah. Partner! I'm all right. But more importantly, look! An island!
Wait. That is no island.
You're right. It's a landmass.
It's too dangerous to continue.
But we're almost there.
We must regroup. You two inside.
Let's go. Lead the way. We'll find a place for the ship to land. See you later!
Oh, wow.
I'm good. Whoa! Look at all this snow. And it's freezing.
Way to state the obvious. If there's snow, it's obviously
Stay out in this
freezing.
cold.
All right, we got a real adventure going on right now.
Let's set up camp before we freeze to death. We can change into something warmer while we're at it. The commander procured some cold weather gear for us.
Sure. I feel like my character's already pretty well dressed. You are now equipped with the Direwolf layered armor set. Don't worry, your armor effects and skills are still in the same way as they were. Oh, okay, that's cool. So they give you a free set of cosmetics so that you can visually fit the part of being in the frozen
But
wasteland.
it's
That's
still
cool.
so cold. This place is something else. Let's start looking for a good spot to land the airship.
Nice. Oh, look at this. It's a big old winter coat. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. Before I continue on...
The ground's uneven here. Watch your...
She fell.
Watch your step.
I don't dislike the handler that much. It's just she serves the purpose in the story a lot of times of just always getting in trouble, and then our character has to
We can
rescue
make a
her.
hot drink out of these peppers to beat the cold.
Hot pepper. All right, so this is a new item that creates a hot drink
Looks
for
like
us.
it opens up a bit ahead.
Oh, it seems like the cold weather affects our maximum stamina, maybe. So let's consume that hot drink. There we
Let's
go.
slip through here.
Yeah, you can see in the top left, I've got my character information up there, and when I drank the hot drink, the debuff that I had went away. Is that a snake bat? We need to turn around immediately if they've got snake bats in here. I'm already hooked though. The sensation of adventure that I felt when I first played Monster Hunter World, which is my first Monster Hunter game ever, has been completely reignited. I mean, I feel like I'm in a totally new experience and I'm exploring a new world because I am exploring a new world essentially, and it's very well presented. Despite my disdain for the handler and her somewhat annoying personality, I do still enjoy the two characters going on an adventure premise because that's what we are. Like, even though I personally don't like the handler, I'm sure that my character has a fine relationship with them and they get along great. So, with that knowledge in mind, it's okay.
Those tracks look like fin marks.
Fin marks.
I remember seeing ones just like it in the New World.
Are we gonna have? I think what we're gonna have
Definitely large monster tracks.
is some kind of snowfish, and it's gonna be swimming around in the snow, and it's gonna be super weird, and we're gonna kill it and make a new sword with it. And we found some more footprints. We still don't know what they belong to.
Looks like a clearing up ahead. Let's go check it out. I think we found our first tracks. Right. A popo? Huh?
As expected, snowfish confirmed. Okay, I gotta be honest though, wasn't expecting that face. I was expecting a much friendlier looking snowfish, and this thing is like Jaws 3.0. And it's already smacked me really hard. Okay, let's just go in. So I'm using a weapon called the Charge Blade, and it's basically a sword and shield that can transform into an axe. I'm not gonna go over all the nuances of combat. I'll just try my best to explain things as I go through, or maybe you could just enjoy me sucking. That's also a thing that can work. So I can attempt to try and break its leg fins, but I'm probably gonna die if I'm honest, unless I put my weapon away and maybe activate this health booster. While I stand inside of it, it'll regen my health slowly. Oh. I'm so bad at this game, by the way. I probably should have started off by saying I've never been very good at Monster Hunter World. It's one of the few games that I play a lot that I'm not very good at, and I don't know that I'll ever be particularly great at it. Most of the time, I end up just kind of rolling around and sucking. But let me try and deal with this snowfish real quick. Oh. Oh, there it is. Oh, I just want to. Oh, there it is. Okay, that was bound to happen. That was 100% bound to happen. my biggest struggle in this game is killing an enemy for a first time and getting accustomed to their patterns. And Monster Hunter is a game that does not care if you suck, and maybe that's why I enjoy it so much, is because there's no difficulty setting for the game. It progressively gets harder and harder, and if you can't keep up with it, too bad. It just quit. And I've never quit on the game. So let's try and deal with this Baratotus again. Its attacks feel like they're delayed quite a bit longer than I'm used to. So I'm gonna just use my ability to block to get accustomed to how this thing fights. All right. Took a little while for him to come out of the snow. So the cool thing about the charge blade is that in addition to having two different modes for a sword mode and an axe mode, is that you can do charge up attacks that deal more damage than your normal swings. And if I would get the inputs correct, then it would be nice. Ooh, it's vulnerable. So let's go into axe mode and give it a big smack. There we go. That felt pretty good. Let's just keep wailing on this thing a little bit. There we go. Yeah, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Nothing. You're not gonna do nothing to me. Okay, there we go. He's on his back. So now's my opportunity to just swing like a maniac. Cut this stupid fish down the sides. You're a fish. You shouldn't be swimming in the snow. I missed. Feels bad. Now, there's something cool that was added in the Iceborne expansion that allows you to grapple onto monsters, but I don't know if I'll get the opportunity to grapple onto this guy. But I did manage to jump onto his back, and now that I'm riding him, I'm just kind of stabbing him with my little knife. And if I can stay on for the whole time, then I'll give him a big whack, preferably on his nose. Maybe break that thing off so I can make something out of it. A little souvenir. There you go. No. And jump to his back, and then we'll jump right back to the nose. Just whack it. Whack it. Here we go. Now it's time for the big swings. Beautiful. All right, now we've got an opportunity to smack him up. I'm going to charge up the sword, so now my sword attacks will deal some bonus damage. And I should be able to get at least one big hit on him. There we go. Okay. We're making some progress, right? Oh, okay. He's running away. He's running away. This is perfect. Because I need a break. I think the biggest draw for me in Monster Hunter is the combat. And the fact that I find it so difficult just makes me want to keep coming back for more and trying to get better. And I've been stuck at a level that is painfully average or below average for forever. And I want to, maybe I'll get good by the end of Iceborne, or maybe I'll just always suck. I may as well take this opportunity to explain the mechanic for anybody that doesn't know. If I hold down the proper button, I have all of my keys rebound, I can send out this grappling hook thing to latch onto the monster. And if I do it at the right time, then I'll be able to damage a part of his body and cause him to take more damage from hits in that particular part from subsequent attacks. So if the monster is like either knocked down on the ground or if he runs out of breath, then I can use that opportunity to grapple onto him and either break his body or break his face, and potentially do some work. And it looks like we've got another monster discovered, the Banbaro, and I kind of don't want it to fight with me. So maybe I should launch some crap at him, literally. The fact that you can legit throw shit at your enemies to make them walk away is possibly the most brilliant thing about Monster Hunter. And by the way, I forgot to resharpen my weapon before re-engaging with the guy. And please don't. Okay. he allowed me to do it. As you chop on the monster, your weapon gets dull, and it does less damage. The more dull it becomes. Oh, there it goes. He's tired. Please. Wait, no. I pressed the... There we go. We're on his face. Oh, we brought him down. I apologize if this isn't entertaining for you, but I am having the absolute time of my life right now with this game. And I know I'm not playing it incredibly well. And I think that has to be a testament to the quality of the game, the fact that I can enjoy myself even though I suck. Because the thing is, there's no... In general, there are time limits within the game, especially when you go into to certain quests. They'll give you like 50 minutes or 25 minutes for the tougher ones. But the time limits are never to a point where you feel like it's an impossibility. Things never feel like they're insurmountable. So me spending like 30 minutes killing a monster that other players can kill in 2 seconds, it doesn't feel bad because eventually this thing is going to get destroyed. And I'm going to feel really good when that finally happens.
Found a spot for the airship to land. Finish up your expedition, and let's link back up.
All right, well, I killed it in probably the least exciting way possible. Just a random stray attack. It would have been nice if I could have thumped it on the head with my big axe, but I chopped it with the sword, and it just had enough of the miserable fighting experience that I was giving it. But yeah, we get to carve up his corpse now, and once we establish a base here in the Iceborne area, then I'll be able to look and see what armor and weapons I can create with him. In death, there will be new armor. Complete the expedition and meet the handler. Okay, so where do I have to go to do that? I guess I can just go back to the southern camp, so I'll just fast travel there. There's no shame in fast traveling. All right. So that was a very positive experience so far, and I'm definitely expecting more of that to come. Hopefully, though, I'm not a complete potato for the entire way through. And if you are somebody that doesn't know anything about Monster Hunter, I do hope that I can sort of ease you into the experience and explain little bits and bobs of the game. You're not going to become a Monster Hunter expert just by watching me play. I think that's painfully obvious, right? But at the very least, you're going to know what's going on and why things are happening the way that they're happening. So.
Oh, wow. This looks like the perfect place to land. Hey, they're here. Think they saw us. Hey! Hey!
Nice work. Base is coming along well.
The Legiana, they're here?
Yes, we found their tracks. There's no mistaking it.
We'll need to ramp up this investigation. For now, let's get our base camp up and running. Assemble at the council table. We need to talk things over.
Yes, sir. Exciting.
It's freezing.
Wait, of course it's freezing. You haven't put your arms into your jacket. My goodness. At a certain point, you have to stop being cute and just put on your freaking jacket.
Let me thank you again for the good work you did on reconnaissance. The location you found was perfect. You two really did a fine job. Now that we've laid the groundwork, we need to shore up our defenses before we can ramp up our Legiana investigation. I've already made an urgent requisition to Astera for construction materials. The transport is prepared to sail here in a few days' time. But of course, this is uncharted territory, and there's no guarantee that the transport will be able to find safe passage after they land. The landing point is quite a distance from the forward operating base, so I'd like for you to investigate the surrounding area. Forward operating base and surrounding area. It lacks a bit of punch when I put it like that, huh? Let's see. How about we call this base Celiana, and the surrounding area can be called the Hoarfrost Reach.
I like how he's just making those names up without a care of whether or not anybody likes them.
Celiana? That's a wonderful name, Commander.
Disagree.
Now then, I want you to conduct an expedition into the Hoarfrost Reach and ensure that the area is safe for passage. I trust you to respond sensibly to any threat. Don't let your guard down. And don't
Respond
forget
sensibly to
code
any
word.
threat? You mean murder it? Of course, that's exactly what I'm going to do because this is Monster Hunter and we kill monsters out here. So that was good. We are officially in Celiana, I guess. Don't know how I feel about that name. I kind of think the commander came up with that name because we've been talking about Legiana, and Celiana sounds like Legiana with an S, but either way, we're here, and I'm very excited to be here. Something that's always been kind of fascinating about Monster Hunter is that the story is basically irrelevant. If you point me towards a person that plays Monster Hunter for the story, then I will point you to a unicorn, because both of those things don't really exist. And, like, not really. The story is fine. It's fine, but the sense of adventure and going out and slaying monsters and collecting loot is where the main satisfaction of the game comes from. And that's why these initial cutscenes where you're exploring and seeing a new monster for the first time, they're so important to the overall experience, because they really set you up in the world, and it allows you to experience that, whoa, what is this place feeling that you get when you go someplace new. And that for me is where the game excels. It doesn't excel at creating character and developing a powerful narrative, but it excels at creating powerful experiences. And I haven't been wandering around aimlessly. I'm just looking at the different environments. This place is very pretty, despite having a seemingly uninspired name. All right, so our next objective is go on an expedition to secure the Hoarfrost Reach. I'm probably going to have to kill another monster, probably that big one that was wandering around near the Snowfish. So I suppose we can embark on this expedition. My map is getting very full, but we're going to be in the Hoarfrost Reach area for basically the entirety of the Iceborne Expansion, I would imagine. I don't think we're going to go back to any of the original areas too often, and if we do, it's going to be for some end game hunting and some material grinding so that we can make our armor and new weapons and things.
I'll take these vines down to the bottom.
That right there is exactly what I was talking about initially, where I was saying that the world feels like it's alive and there's a hierarchy to the monsters that exist in the game. There are the small creatures and medium-sized creatures, and then you have the monsters that you actually hunt primarily for their pieces so that you can make new armor. And that's part of what makes things feel alive, but also when you start seeing the large monsters interact with the small monsters, and then they interact with the giant monsters, and there's a whole ecosystem going on It's very fun to watch for the first time, and even the subsequent encounters can be exciting if they happen in a way that you've never seen before or just didn't expect.
They lead this way.
Indeed they do. So as you collect footprints off the ground, the green things, the scout flies, will try to find more of them if you're walking in the correct direction, and eventually after finding enough footprints, the scout flies will direct you towards the location of a monster, and then you can properly chase it down and then eventually take it down.
A hot spring.
A hot spring? Where? Is there? Oh, there. It's getting that bath.
Looks awfully tempting, but I'd probably never want to get out.
Oh, look at that. A source of relaxation. Got a little achievement just for dipping down in the hot springs. Eating rations will restore my stamina back to its normal levels. There's going to be a lot of nuance that makes the Iceborne areas easier to manage. So I'm definitely going to have to carry a lot of rations with me. I'm going to have to make more of those hot drinks so I don't get affected by that stamina reduction debuff. A lot of stuff I'm going to have to pay attention to.
It's completely blocked.
No.
What did this?
We're certainly going to find out. Here it comes. Here it comes. Banbaro.
Got it.
Well, I don't know if I'm looking forward to this. But he looks like he wants to go. So I guess we're gonna have to go.
It's not.
And there we go. That's gonna do it for the first Blue in the Face episode for Monster Hunter World Iceborne. So far, I'm having a great time, and I hope you are as well. As we continue moving forward, we're gonna talk more about some of the mechanics of the game and why I like them, especially the combat. So if you are new to Monster Hunter World and you have no idea what I'm doing in terms of what buttons I'm pressing and the combos that I'm attempting to pull off, then don't worry, I will get to that stuff eventually. So, with all of that said, if you enjoyed this video and you'd like to support the channel more than you already do just by watching, liking, subscribing, and commenting, you can head over to patreon.com/iBluairJgR to become a patron. As always, the name of the game is Monster Hunter World Iceborne. The name of the channel is iBluairJgR. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.